You know, I already did a video about why the Miami Heat suck, and they done, and shoot, they get 35 wins. They should have a one block parade because that looks far fetched. It's bad. But let me talk about the team that's third seed, the New York Knicks. And my, paper champions. Now I got a regular named Jay Will who comes on my live stream, and he's a Sixers fan, and he talked about how they won the off season with all that. I said, no, the Knicks were the ones. Everybody before the Luca deal and all the other deals. Oh, Cat going to New York, and what was Minnesota thinking? And you can still debate that, but let me let you in on something. Minnesota still got Ant Edwards, who I do believe. I have a funny suspicion in a year or two, especially the Timberwolves don't get no better, he's going to the Lakers. There's gonna be something else to team up with Luca. I just got a lethal weapon situation. But let me get to this thing with the Knicks. Because they got smashed last night. They've been getting smashed every night. Jalen Brunson is hurt. The team looks bad, only because they spanked the Heat, which everybody does. But aside from that, they just look bad. They look bad. They're not playing any defense. And Cat, even though he can play and all that, people got to understand, unless it's a strike shortened season, maybe if you can get LeBron James, they could make that happen. Unless you playing 35 games, it's an 82 game season, not 32. The Knicks, they're third seed, but they're basically cotton candy for teams. Everybody wants to play them in the first round. Detroit is chomping at the bit because Cade Cunningham could probably beat that butt. And Thibodeau has turned into Papa Dough, turned into like Papa John. Is sourdough. He's sourdough. Thibodeau is sourdough. The heck you be running players to the ground like D'Antoni, and you just running your guys down. You done this mess before. How many coaching chances you gonna get? Did you not learn what you did to Derrick Rose? When you went to Minnesota, Jimmy Butler, they were too soft. Ain't you not learned anything? Have you not been taught anything fundamentally? And you're lucky to get to the second round last year. I don't know this year. And you being third in the East, third in the East is kind of like right now looks like being second in the West. Because OKC does what they supposed to do. You just playing. You're not even good enough to be the runner up to the runner up. The Knicks ain't even a threat. They're no threat. It's fine and in lure, but Thibodeau is already blowing it like he usually does. He's becoming a double Junior Whopper George Carl, a guy to get you up on a high, but the low's coming in. It's another Don Nelson. I don't want to even say Rick Alderman because at least Rick Alderman got two teams to the finals and he got robbed at 2002 with Sacramento. That's no story in the video. He actually proved himself. What Tibbs is doing, this D'Antoni mindset of rotating 7-8 and playing crazy amount of minutes, and you guys all banged up and hurt, and you're struggling, and then your defense takes a beating, and you're supposed to be a defensive guru. What is going on with the Knicks? But then again, I don't feel sorry. I like Jalen Brunson. Because Jalen Brunson, if Luka Doncic was actually an effective leader, they would have stayed together. But that's another story, another video. Could have been a dynamic duo if you had your parts right. But why are you sitting up here saying that you costing your guards again? How many times we gonna keep going through this? And how come Thibodeau ain't on the hot seat? And I can't stand James Dolan, elephant in the room. So I don't really have. I used to root for the Knicks, but long as James Dolan is the owner, and even though I don't agree with Charles Oakley, and me and Charles Oakley, don't really be feeling a lot of Oak. I'm that mess with James Dolan. I'll never root for the Knicks, and I don't care if Spike Lee, whatever. There's a reason why your behinds are cursed. You ain't winning nothing. You ain't seeing nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing. But this is embarrassing. And they're not going to come. They might not make it out the first round. They've been second round casualty because they soft, hurt, and a one trick pony. I like Hart. I like some of the guys they got, but they don't play no defense. They're stagnant. And by default, they're probably the third best team. But let's look at something right now. Detroit is the Indiana Pacers of right now. I see it. Yeah, the Pistons are the Pacers of last year. Because Cade Cunningham was doing a better Tyler Herbert than I can't even say his name right now, but he's doing a better job than Tyler. Pacers are fourth, but they don't feel like it. Pistons look like they could take your lunch money right now if they could catch the right team sleeping, and everybody wants to play the Knicks. So Halliburton is what I was trying to say. So anyway, this is on that turkey. He done messed up. So if they don't figure out to preserve Jalen Brunson and he messes this up like he did Derrick Rose, his butt should be on the hot seat. I don't know how many, unless he got some videotape on somebody, how many Joe Tibbs gonna keep getting? Where he just be messing up teams as franchises and messing up their star players. I mean, how much is enough? This double Junior Whopper George Karl impersonation, Don Nelson impersonation, you got to be tired after a while. The Marty Schottenheimer, you know them guys. They get your team jazzed up. They get you win 50-some games, and then they buy themselves a 5-year pass. This the Jeff Fisher price rule. Jeff Fisher did that with Tennessee. Got in there, one Super Bowl, and bought a 20-year career. Don't y'all get tired of the same old story movie being played over and over and over again? Tom Thibodeau should be on the hot seat. I'm saying it. Because I'm thinking Phil Jackson got rid of Mike Woodson, who actually had the Knicks pretty much in the same boat. And what you got to show for it now? And you just celebrating. Yeah, they got great fans and former Knicks players come there, but you ain't no threat to nobody. So if you ain't no threat, you just taking up space and you just going through the motions. I'm going to keep doing that. And you're going to keep running down your star player. Because Cat be getting hurt. And you know Cat's lighting the cakes. He ain't trying to bang. This is the 82-game season. Not a 42-game season. Maybe in a 42-game season, you might snatch a tournament or something. It's not looking good if you're a Knicks fan. That's my thoughts. If you don't like it, let me know. And if you do like it, let me know. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And yeah, Tom Thibodeau should be on the hot seat. I said it. I'm out.